Hello guys, J Star Wars 360 here to talk to you guys about the Mandarin in Iron Man 3. I said I was going to do a separate video where I go into more depth about it. So, here we go. Now, there's been a lot of talk about it. Like, some people rolled with the Mandarin twist, some people hated the Mandarin twist. So, I figured I'd share my 2 cents. I'm going to start off by just simply saying, like, how I felt at the moment, and then how I felt after thinking about it. Alright, so I was sitting there in the theater, Tony Stark sneaking around the Mandarin's mansion. Mandarin's mansion, nice. Anyway, he's sneaking around with his gun, gets in there. Tension's building, and then he sees two girls sleeping in the Mandarin's bed. And then the Mandarin comes out of the bathroom, and he says this really funny line, I forget, something about spending 20 minutes taking a shit or something. Anyway, Peter starts laughing, I start laughing, it's like, is this the Mandarin? Alright, I'm thinking it first, okay. Is this the Mandarin or a decoy? Because I was thinking of, like, if you've seen The Dictator, you know that the Dictator usually will just, has a decoy is just a lookalike of him. He doesn't have to match personality because his whole purpose is to get shot. I thought that that's what this guy was. This was the Mandarin's decoy, this complete idiot who was supposed to just take the bullet for the Mandarin. And then once I found out, oh, this isn't really the Mandarin, it was his decoy, not his decoy. This was just a guy the Mandarin had pretended to be the Mandarin. I rolled with it. Again, I haven't read the comics, so I wasn't like, no, it's not the Mandarin, how dare you lie to us? But, so I rolled with it. I found some of his lines funny. I think Ben Kingsley did a good job. And then, I lost my train of thought. So, at the time I was okay with it, but then I started thinking about it, reading stuff on Metacritic, and I still roll with it, but here's my, I guess I better look at why people are just pissed off about it, why, like on Metacritic, people are giving this movie really low scores because of this. And that's because the Mandarin is Iron Man's arch nemesis. This is a really huge character, and Iron Man fans really wanted to see this character do justice, and to see him portrayed the way he is like retard. It was just insulting. Don't see the Mandarin that way because I read the Iron Man comics. I can understand that because I'm a big Spider-Man fan. And just to show you guys how much of a Spider-Man fan I am, I have this. It is a DVD which contains all the Amazing Spider-Man comics. I originally just bought they had print versions where they just do like 20 issues each, but the comic store stopped making them or something, so I just got one of these. It contains all the issues. I've read like the first 200. So point is, I'm a big Spider-Man fan. And for me, one of the reasons why I like the Raimi version of Spider-Man is because for me, that is Spider-Man. This seemed like the character I've read comics about since I was little. Amazing Spider-Man, I just see someone trying to be Spider-Man. But anyway, the one thing in Amazing Spider-Man that completely bothers me is that they got Captain Stacy's character wrong. Like, he's like, Spider-Man's a menace. We need to bring him to justice. Which really bothered me, because in the comics, he's like, it's like a Batman Commissioner Gordon type of relationship. And they have a really good relationship. I love the relationship between them, and it makes it so much more impactful when, spoiler, Captain Stacy dies. Unspoiler. I'm just saying that so people watching this video know when... Never mind. So anyway. But, seriously, it just bothered me in the movie. He's really nice to Spider-Man, and he hates Spider-Man, and whereas in the comics he likes him, so it just bothered me that the character that I had grown up and read so much about the movies didn't stay true to him. Stay true to him. Although Gwen Stacy they got right. Thumbs up for that. But anyway, it just really bothered me because I was looking forward to the fact that this movie was going to have Captain Stacy and Gwen Stacy, because who did not get their fair share, did not get proper focus in Spider-Man 3, when I was really looking forward to seeing them in that. So it was nice to see him in this one, but why'd you have to change Captain Stacy's character? So I can understand. It's a character a lot of Iron Man fans really liked, and he wasn't done justice. So while I rolled with the Mandarin twist, I feel like the guy he was replaced with was really weak. But then again, I've always thought the Iron Man villains were kind of lacking. All the Marvel villains in general. Again, except Red Skull, who I thought had a perfectly reasonable motive. He was just a straight-up comic book villain. I want to blow up New York. Straight-up comic book villain has the assistant. It was just very a comic booky villain, and for, comic book turned to film, it worked really well. But the Iron Man villain's really weak. Weak, in my opinion. And here's my main problem. The original Mandarin, he had a really cool design. He had the cool voice, "You'll never see me coming." And the real villain, Guy Pearce, he's just kinda eh. And plus, we already know he's a villain, so it's just like, oh, he's not working for the Mandarin, he is the Mandarin. And for me, that really wasn't much of a plot twist. Now, if the Mandarin had been replaced, the real bad guy had been someone more really badass or cool, then it would be like, oh my gosh! But here it's just like, oh, that's funny. But oh, now he's the bad guy. And I have seen this done right before, like Kingdom Hearts, when you find out that, some people think it's convoluted, but when you find out that Ansem Seeker, Darkness, and Xemnas are the Heartless and Nobody of Xehanort, and you meet Xehanort in Birth by Sleep, and he's really cool, mainly because he's voiced by Leonard Nimoy. Or another really good example is in Sly 2 Band of Thieves, spoilers, when you find out Neil is behind everything, and you're like, wow, this is so cool. But, yeah, Iron Man for a villain, kind of weak. So, while it didn't bother me much, I thought the Guy Pearce villain was kind of weak, and I can understand why some people are hating it. So, those are my thoughts on the Mandarin. So, if you have your opinion, comment below. So, this is JStar360, signing off.